Hey there, YouTubers, right? Time for some benchmark videos. This is with the new Asus Tough Gaming B660m plus Wi-Fi D4. And I have in here an i3 12100F. You can see we'll do Cinebench release 20, then I'll do release 23. I'll do the single and the multi-core for that one. We will pop down Hardware Info 64 over it, as well as this guy, the task manager, so you can see core speeds, because I don't think you can see it over here. I'm trying to concentrate on the motherboard for this video, folks. And yeah, so if we do the motherboard, we can't see everything. And I can't record this video in 4K due to the capture card I'm using. So you win some, you lose some. All right, let's go ahead and run and then get these things back up on the screen. Now I do wish we could get Intel XDU to work. Now I could put a different CPU in it, install the software, or swap the CPU out and get it to work, but there's not a whole lot to be gained by that, I guess. Except for the power limits are inside of XTU, as well as, of course, the BIOS, but just makes these videos a lot easier when you can change power limits inside of Windows. We are using the Intel stock cooler, so you can see the current temperature of the CPU. It did get up to 59 degrees right now, and well, 60 now, starting to warm up. So most of my 12th gen, I've got a Noctua CPU cooler on them. All right, so there's the score, 3212. So it almost got within striking range of the 10600KF. Now, if you had a even better motherboard, either Z690 that has the ability to adjust the block core frequency, or the I'm trying to think of the Asus, the expensive line of Asus, the ROG line. Those guys, I believe, have the ability to change the base clock frequency. So theoretically, I would say you could probably get this benchmark score up to where that i5 10600KF was. So that would be pretty darn impressive. And i5 12400F, I would think, would probably be able to surpass the i9 that's shown on here. All right, so that was one benchmark. You got the score. There won't be any power limit adjustments in this video, and with the CPU, it wouldn't make much of a difference anyways. Let's go to R23. And if you like these videos from me, make sure you like them. Maybe leave a comment. That'll keep me doing them. And if there's another CPU you really want to see in this motherboard that I potentially own, maybe I will switch it out at some point. It's easier to switch your graphics card out, obviously, since I have so many of them sitting around here. But all right, so I think we've probably given the CPU long enough to cool off. Let's do single core first, and I'm just kind of curious, looking at these folks, where do you think we'll end up at? I think we're definitely going to be over this guy for single core. So we go ahead and start it. And these guys up. So obviously single core, if you're watching this, that is going to hit a bigger number than you saw for the multi-core. No, I say bigger number, the core frequency there that's shown. And I should probably be Googling this, but yeah, you know what? Since I have another computer here, and that's recording, let's see here. Let me give you some not worthless facts about the i3 12100F, but so obviously this Alder Lake, obviously we got this a few months ago. Oh yeah, so in the future I'll be getting the most powerful Celeron, the G6900. That should be coming next week, and we'll play around with that. Of course, it's going to be kind of a joke, 2 cores, but you know. So max turbo boost 4.3 gigs. All right, so we almost saw it hit that in this video. If you had the ability to adjust base clock frequency, you would see that get higher. Max turbo power 89 watts. Processor base power 58. So this is a really weak CPU to mess with power limits. Not going to do a whole lot. Of course, it's LGA 1700. Yeah, all right. Those were the main things to think about, I think, with this kind of video. So it is pegging at 4.27, and we still have 7.5 minutes to go. So I'm going to be quiet for a few minutes, maybe mess around with another computer. Hopefully the mics won't pick up that noise. We'll see you guys back in a little bit. So we're getting close to the end, folks. Probably at least another minute and a half, even though the timer says 20 seconds. Almost. Getting there. Slowly but surely. Okay. So, there's your score. It is on the top of the list here. Not that this has the best CPUs listed. They're all older models. And now we'll do the multi-core score. You should see this obviously. I would have thought would have dropped below 4, but you know, 4.09. So hopefully I won't fall asleep on y'all. We'll try and come back in 11 minutes. This thing is, the timer is just not getting it done. And I need to switch this over. I'm running multi-core and it's showing me, there we go. So we should probably end up somewhere around the i7, 7700K, but we'll see. Probably at least 5 more minutes to go, folks. And I hope I remember to put some links down below in the video so you guys don't have to obviously sit through the whole thing to find what the score was. But if you do, hey. Just noticing the CPU got up to 66. Obviously, had I put one of the Noctuas on here, we'd have seen better temps on that, but not killing it. So the stock coolers, gosh, had one. Did not last through too many installations, just so you know. They look nicer than the last generation, but in the long run, I think they're just as cheap. So I don't think I've gotten what, 4 of them so far? 3. I'm gonna get a brand new one tomorrow when I get the Intel Celeron G6900, which has to be the most powerful Celeron until G6905 or 6920, whatever the next one comes out is. Eventually we'll get a new Pentium. I think it's the Pentium 7400, if I remember correctly. It's probably a 7500, 7600. I'm not going to buy all of them. We'll buy the first one that comes out and probably skip the rest of them. They're just not really worth the investment for this channel. Though it would be nice to have all of them, I will say, for the sake of having a complete collection. But the performance difference between the baseline Celeron and the next highest one, or the next highest one above that, is so minimal. Same with the Pentium. Now you might notice it in an i5 going from a 12400 to a 12600. Alright, so we have just over 2 minutes to go. You can pretty much see where it's ranked. One of those old Xeons. Did significantly, it is significantly higher than the i7 7700K. I don't have that one. I've got an i7 8700K. So it's probably, it would be better than that, most likely. Which is, in a lot of aspects, pretty impressive. I mean, 4 generations. 4 generations later, an i3 is more powerful than an i7. So I'm hoping this format, folks, is better. You guys like this? Obviously, shooting with a camera is pretty crappy. The one thing good about the camera was that, obviously, just like this capture card, I wasn't affecting the numbers as much. Having Hardware Info 64 and having Task Manager up, who knows? Maybe that will slightly affect the scores, but it's better than me using OBS at the same time. And there I had to run the benchmark without OBS on. Run all the benchmarks so I had the scores, and then run them again so you guys can see the stats. Here we're just doing stats, and one time through. So better for me. 1080p is probably a better resolution for this too, I think, because everything's nice and big. Though 4K would have been an option if this capture card was functioning correctly. I would have blew this up a little bit more, and you'd be able to see pretty much all the numbers. So it looks like it has crapped out. This happens sometimes with this. Probably more times than I would like to see. I'm going to go ahead and hit stop because I think it'll give us a score. Yeah, the CPU's crapped out. So, and there we go. We ended up with 8413. So underneath the 1700X, between the Xeon, so not bad. I would imagine this would beat an 8700K, and who knows, may actually beat a 9700K in the multi-core. Thanks for checking out the video. Hope you got something out of it. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you.